Hello, welcome to the Schumacher factory, and today Cecil Schumacher has come into the office to talk about the Top Cat Classic, the new Top Cat Classic, and the original Top Cat that he designed way back in the late 80s. So welcome, Cecil.
Yeah, well, thank you, Robin. Nice to be here.
Okay, so tell us about, at the time we had the original Cat four-wheel drive, so what made you decide to do a two-wheel drive?
Well, we realised there was quite a big market for two-wheel drive racing, and it was a logical thing for us to go for. We knew that with the Cat, if you just made it into a two-wheel drive car, its weight distribution wouldn't be ideal for two-wheel drive. So that prompted a bit of a redesign, and we put the motor at the back to get rather more weight on the rear wheels, which is what you needed. And of course, we hadn't built a two-wheel drive seriously before, not quite of this sort of complexity, but the challenge was, for me, was to lay down the darn shock absorbers. I didn't like the way they always stuck up. So my first, having decided on the weight distribution and that sort of thing, we used a lot of Cat parts, which were absolutely fine, and why not? But the big area was, of course, the front suspension, and I wanted to incorporate the crashback mechanism, which we found very useful on the Cat. And I wanted to lay the shock absorbers down to get the centre of gravity as low as possible. And I'm actually rather pleased when I look at this, because it was a bit of a challenge, and we didn't have computers in those days, and it was a fair amount of head scratching to do all of this in that little space. So yeah, I approve of it, and it worked rather well, didn't it? So
indeed,
no
it was a very
complaints.
successful car. Back in '89, it won the Euros, won the British Nationals, and made an A final at the Worlds. So it was very successful.
Yeah, they were happy days. I remember enjoying all those days enormously. Yes.
Okay. Yes, so that's the front end. So what about so the chassis was very different as well. Why go for this style of chassis?
Well, manufacturing is the element that makes you think of a pressing, and an aluminium pressing, whilst the tooling's fairly expensive, it does so many things, and it creates rigidity and lightweight, and heat dissipation is always a good parameter on these things for the motors. Yeah, so it was the sensible way to go, to keep it simple. We wanted a large area where we could put batteries in a number of different configurations, and that was pretty important to tune the car into different track requirements.
And with regards to battery layout, the new Top Cat Classic is, whilst being in most respects an authentic Top Cat replica, in terms of the batteries, we've included fitment for modern LiPo batteries, although we do have to have the same range of battery position adjustments.
Yes, and they're a lot more powerful.
Indeed,
of course.
yes.
And as I understand, you've had to upgrade the drive belts to carry modern power. Good stuff.
Yes, the Top Cat Classic is supplied with authentic fine pitch belts and pulleys, but there is an upgrade option available for coarser pitch belts, heavier duty, designed for modern high power motors and batteries. And the rear suspension, can you talk about the rear suspension and drive shafts? They were similar to the Cat four-wheel drive design.
Yes, it's pretty much a carryover, and with two-wheel drive you perhaps want more options in adjusting the toe in and the caster and camber angles, which are all there, it gives the chaps the opportunity to just tune in the tiniest little features that give you that edge when you are racing.
The wing mount was new, introduced the...
Yeah, I like this wing mount. It's you can do a lot with it. And it usually came up smiling, so that helped a bit, because wings that are too rigid soon get wrecked on the first rollover, so that means you can keep your performance throughout a race.
I think that covers the main features of the Top Cat, and the new Top Cat Classic incorporates all those features and is a fantastic collector's item and a perfect car for racing in the growing iconic racing classes.
Well, I have to say I'm quite delighted that this fashion for our older cars is around, and bully for you guys. Excellent stuff. It's all fun at the end of the day, and just carry on enjoying it, and we're delighted that we're helping.